Yeah, man, what they do. Thank you for tapping in with Channel 31. You know I'm tapping in with my boy.
Duh.
So you know what we got going on. You know we back with another reaction video. I don't know what we on, brother.
We got a hoops video. What happened to every #1 pick in the WNBA over the last 20 years? What you know about WNBA, Kyle?
I don't know too much, but I know some. I know the good ones. Like I know the great players.
So do you know like who we should see in here?
Yeah, we should see a couple people like that. Everybody should know.
Okay.
Yeah.
For sure.
But I'm pretty sure they got a lot of buzz though. We're gonna see though. We're gonna get straight into. I'll probably say more than half. I think more than half of them probably are bust.
Like over the last 20 years.
Yeah, so I'll say 10 or more are bust.
Okay. Dang, WNBA. How old is WNBA?
It's been out for a minute.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't know exactly how long, but it's been out for a little while. But yeah, man, we're gonna get right into it.
By the end of the 2004 WNBA season, the Phoenix Mercury had just 8 wins, landing them the first overall pick in the draft, a spot where there was really no decision to make. They grabbed the unanimous top prospect, the positionless 6-foot Diana Taurasi, coming off an incredible collegiate campaign at the University of Connecticut. Across her final 2 seasons there, she'd averaged 17 points, 5 rebounds, and 5 assists, while shooting 47% from the field and 37% from 3 on high volume. She would take home College Player of the Year in both of those seasons, while also managing to lead UConn to 3 NCAA titles in her 4 years. Coming into the WNBA, there was really no question that her impact would be felt immediately, and that's exactly what happened. She took home Rookie of the Year, averaging 17, 4, and 4, production that also showed up in the win column. Phoenix more than doubled their wins from the year prior, improving to a 500, 17-17 record, and things only took off from there. Today, she's considered by most the greatest player in the history of the league, and it's a career that continues to this day and still with the Mercury. She's averaged 19, 4, and 4 over the course of her over 20-year career. She's made 11 All-Star appearances. She's won championships in 2007, 2009, a season in which she also won both MVP and Finals MVP, and then most recently in 2014.
Taurasi makes her move. Taurasi, the
I didn't know her resume looked like that. I said,
It also wasn't just
I didn't know her resume looked like that.
Yeah, she cold, but yeah, she definitely got a lot going on over there. I forgot what I was just about to say something about her, but you're gonna get right back into it.
the WNBA where Taurasi's dominance was felt. Her resume also features 6 titles in the Euro League. After finishing with a 16-18 record, the Charlotte Sting received the first overall pick in the 2005 draft, where they selected 6'2" Minnesota center Janelle McCarville. McCarville was
Hey, let us know if y'all know who that is. Don't lie either.
coming off a really solid season, averaging 15 points, 10 rebounds, and 3 assists. Unfortunately, though, her professional career really didn't get off to a hot start. She averaged just 6 points and 4 rebounds a game as a rookie, a season where we actually saw the Sting win 10 fewer games than the year prior, as they finished with just a 6-28 record. Luckily, though, things would soon improve for McCarville. After the Sting disbanded, she joined the New York Liberty and ended up winning the Most Improved Player of the Year award in her first season with the team, after jumping up from just over 4 points to over 10.
Okay.
Over the next couple years, she would remain a really solid center presence in the league, but come the 2011 season, she would actually get suspended for the entire year after failing to report to training camp. She then decided to not return for the following 2012 season, but finally did in 2013, now with the Minnesota Lynx. In her first season there, playing as their full-time starting center, she would manage to bring home a WNBA title.
Damn.
But over the next
She had a
couple of
little
years,
sauce to her.
things fizzled out pretty quickly. She played just 2 more seasons, last appearing in 2016. Today, she's a high school basketball coach. The Minnesota Lynx landed the
So what you think, bust or no?
Bust.
Okay.
top pick in the 2006 draft after going 14-20 the season prior. This was another spot where there was absolutely no question who the selection would be. They selected 6-foot guard coming out of LSU, Simone Augustus. Following the departure of Taurasi from college basketball, Augustus emerged as the best player in the country.
She shoot like,
She averaged 19 points, 5
don't she shoot like Sean Livingston? You remember Sean Livingston?
The mid-range king, right? I can't remember. I gotta go back and look.
Yeah, we'll see some after this. Let me know if y'all agree.
Rebounds and 2 assists, while shooting 54% from the field and 39% from 3. While a title eluded her, she took home College Player of the Year in both her junior and senior seasons. Interestingly, we saw something pretty similar in her first professional season. The Lynx didn't improve as a team from the year prior. In fact, they actually finished with 4 less wins. But absolutely no one was putting that lack of success on Augustus, as she finished as the Rookie of the Year, averaging an absurd 22, 4 and 2, shooting 46% from the field and 37% from distance. Her 22 points a game was a rookie record, a record that to this day is still intact. It wasn't long after that season that we would see the Lynx emerge as one of the perennial contenders in the W. Augustus would win her first title in 2011, where she was also named the Finals MVP. She then proceeded to add to her championship resume in 2013, 2015, and 2017. By the time her career came to a close in 2020, she had averaged 15, 3, and 2 across 14 years, 8 of which she was named an All-Star. She had also found a lot of success overseas, winning 2 EuroLeague titles and the 2009 EuroLeague MVP. Today, she's an assistant coach for her alma mater, LSU. The Phoenix Mercury held the number 1 pick in the 2007 draft, where they selected Duke 5'8" guard Lindsey Harding. However, on that same day that they made that selection, they elected to trade Harding to Minnesota in exchange for veteran forward Tangela Smith. Now, compared to most number 1 overall picks, Harding's numbers at Duke don't really stick out much at all. During her final season, she averaged just 14, 4, and 4. Respectable, but what really had WNBA scouts intrigued is what Harding was bringing on the defensive end. During that 2007 season, she took home both College Player of the Year and Defensive Player of the Year. Now, unfortunately, her defense didn't have quite the immediate impact for a young Lynx team that they hoped for. In her rookie season, they actually dropped 4 wins from the year prior. Then offensively for Harding, it was a pretty slow start. She averaged less than 12 points, 3 rebounds, and 4 assists, shooting with just 42-22 splits. She would go on to put together a pretty solid 9-year career, averaging 10, 4, and 3, but never quite lived up to those expectations that were set on her when she went number 1 overall. Now, since Harding's career in the WNBA came to an end in 2014, she's been able to find a lot of success as a coach. She was an assistant for the Sacramento Kings in the 2023 season, then this past year won G League Coach of the Year with the Stockton Kings. Going into this season, she signed on to join JJ Redick's staff with the Los Angeles Lakers. After finishing with a 10-24 record.
So, you think she was a bust?
Bust? I don't want to say bust.
I don't think so.
Think so?
Yeah, number 1 pick.
You're right.
Supposed to be leading your franchise.
I forgot number 1 pick. Yeah.
That's 2 out of 4 so far.
The LA Sparks got the chance to grab one of the best prospects the WNBA
this right here. This ain't no bust right here.
6'4" forward coming out of the University of Tennessee, Candace Parker.
Yep.
Oh no.
There it is.
Yeah, she's smooth.
Someone that at the time of the selection had just won the NCAA title, literally the day before. Her time at Tennessee was nothing short of dominant. She averaged 19 points, 9 rebounds, and 3 assists, shooting 54% from the field. She led Tennessee to championships in both 2007 and 2008, a season where she also won Player of the Year. Once getting to the WNBA court, she didn't slow down in the slightest. She was one of the very best players in the league from day one. As a rookie, she averaged 19, 10, and 3, shooting with 52-42 splits. She ran away with the Rookie of the Year award, but really, she had already won that before the season even started. The real award race for her that season was MVP, an award she would take home after leading the Sparks to a 20-14 record, doubling their win total from the year prior. So yes, with how the college...
So yeah.
I may be not hearing it right.
Nah, you heard it right, brother.
12? You talking about, like, she took on both?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. She got Rookie of the Year and
MVP?
Yeah. She was like that.
I don't think nobody in the league did that, right? Well, Magic?
In WNBA.
Rookie and MVP. I think somebody did, actually. I can't remember who, though. Nah, not Will.
The season's lineup. In just the calendar year of 2008, Candace Parker won the College Player of the Year award, an NCAA national title, became the number 1 pick in the WNBA draft, then won Rookie of the Year and MVP. one of the more impressive feats we've ever seen in sports. Now, while that year was pretty much impossible to top, she would still end up putting together a remarkable career. She would win one more MVP in 2013 and took home 3 titles, one in 2016 where she also won Finals MVP, then in 2021, then again during her final season in 2023. By the time her career had come to an end, she'd averaged 69-4 across 16 seasons, 7 of which she was also named an All-Star. But Candace Parker's resume extends way beyond the WNBA court. She won a EuroLeague title in 2013, but has also become one of the top personalities and analysts in the game.
Defensive Player of the Year, Candace Parker. Your thoughts?
You were Defensive Player of the Year?
Take the surprise out your voice, Shaq.
We got a court right over there.
So Candace took over one of the mailbags for NBA.com.
All right, this is on the whim, though. That's what we do.
Mommy, Candace didn't pick me. They can't give me some tissue.
She made her commentator debut with Inside the NBA in 2019, and it quickly became clear that she had a very bright future in broadcasting. Not long after, she would sign a multi-year deal with TNT. And now, after retiring from the game after last season, it seems that's where the focus of the next phase of her career will be. In 2009, the #1 pick went to the Atlanta Dream after a season in which they only managed to win 4 total games. With that top pick, they ended up selecting 6'1" wing from Louisville, Angel McCoughtry. At the time, McCoughtry was coming off a dominant senior season on both sides of the ball. She averaged 23 points, 9 rebounds, and over 4 steals a game. That ability to make an impact on both sides was felt immediately at the next level. As a rookie, she averaged 13 points and over 2 steals, taking home the Rookie of the Year award, but she was also the runner-up for both the Defensive Player of the Year and 6th Woman of the Year awards. After the Dream had gone just 4-30, Angel McCoughtry was instrumental in the Dream getting back on track and finishing above 500 at 18-16. Her success just took off from there. From 2010 to 2016, she averaged 21-5-3. She made 4 All-Star appearances, won 4 Defensive Player of the Year awards, and led the league in scoring twice. But then following the 2017 season, it was announced that she would not be playing in 2018, citing rest. Now, she would return to the W with the Dream in 2018, where she was once again named an All-Star, but after that, injuries really held her back as she played just a combined 26 games over the next 4 seasons. Now, as of recently, she has been plotting a WNBA return and is looking to actually be Caitlin Clark's enforcer.
Dragging your plate down by the neck. I'm in your face. What the hell are you doing? Okay, and then hey, we can go have lunch later, but right now I'm competing against you. Don't grab my player like that. Like Caitlin Clark, she needs that bet around her arm, just pushing her through the season, just getting her through, you know? So
in 2010, the #1 pick
Just leave it alone, Auntie. I told Auntie to leave it alone.
Especially 6 years.
Stay home.
Yeah, it's crazy. I didn't know she was the #1 pick. I actually used to watch her play.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, like I remember, like not like all the time, but like when I did catch a couple games with her. You know what I'm saying, playing. So it's actually crazy to see she was #1 pick. No wonder she was so nice.
belonged to the Connecticut Sun, who decided to grab 6'4" center from UConn, Tina Charles. Charles was coming off NCAA titles in back-to-back seasons where she averaged 17 points and 9 rebounds, production that ended up being nearly identical to what we saw in her first season, where she took home Rookie of the Year. Since then, she's continued to assert herself as one of the top interior threats in the league. She took home MVP in just her 3rd season, and across her 18 seasons, has made 8 All-Star appearances while averaging 19 points and 9 rebounds. While she still hasn't managed to bring home a WNBA title, her career isn't over just yet. She's still playing, currently with the Atlanta Dream, where she remains one of the top bigs in the league. In 2011, the Minnesota Lynx once again held the #1 pick, where they had the chance to select 6' forward coming out of UConn, Maya Moore, a prospect.
Another goal. This is my favorite WNBA player all time. To me, I think she's the best WNBA player I've ever seen. That's just me.
Let me hear these accolades.
There was a ton of hype rolling in for her after her dominant 4 seasons with Connecticut that featured 2 NCAA titles and 2 College Player of the Year awards. The second of which came after her senior season in 2011, where she had averaged 23 points, 8 rebounds, 4 assists, over 2 steals, and over a block a game, while shooting 52% from the field and 38% from 3. Complete and utter dominance. Once getting to the WNBA, she transformed the Lynx' place in the league. The year before selecting Moore, they went just 13-21. During Moore's rookie season, the Lynx became one of the best teams in the league, finishing with a 27-7 record and eventually going on to win the WNBA title. That season, Moore had averaged 13-5-3, making contributions all over the court. She'd been named both an All-Star and the Rookie of the Year. Following that season, she didn't slow down at all. By her third year, she secured title number 2, averaging 19-6-3, shooting an absurd 51% from the field, 45% from 3, and 88% from the line. The following season, she jumped up to 24 a game and took home the MVP. Across her 8 years in Minnesota, she had managed 4 WNBA titles and 6 All-Star appearances. She was well on pace to go down as one of the greatest in league history.
She's the greatest to me.
But then, we had a really surprising development. After the 2018 season, Moore wrote in the Players Tribune that she would miss the upcoming season to focus on family and ministry. Her time away continued over the next few years as she became focused on advocacy for criminal justice reform. More specifically, the case of Jonathan Irons, who had received a 50-year sentence at the age of 18 for burglary and assault, a crime he is adamant that he had no involvement with. Maya Moore had met Irons through prison ministry in 2007, and as time went on, she became closer and closer to both the case and him individually. She would eventually play a big role in his release from prison in 2020 after serving for over 20 years. Not long after, we would learn that Moore and Irons were now married. Over the next few years, Moore would continue to advocate for justice reform, and eventually in early 2023, she made it official. She had retired from the game of basketball. It was a short career, but still one of the greatest of all time. In 2012,
all I want to say is, shout out to you, Maya Moore. I'm glad you're doing this good work out here. But bro robbed us of probably the greatest WNBA player.
I ain't want to say it.
I'm gonna say it, dude. Bro robbed us of the greatest WNBA player. Because to me, when I used to watch her play, I used to literally be like, Maya Moore on? Oh, I'm gonna watch that.
Is all that what she got into, bro? Listen, I like the ministry and all that there. But I get it.
She could have been the
GOAT.
GOAT.
But come on.
She was the GOAT already to me. But
bro in prison.
4 years in that. You 4 years.
You don't let bro talk your head off. Yo, get me out of prison, big. Got you out. Told you to sit down. Nah, come on, man.
Hey,
more.
I mean, do what you want with life. I mean, I'm glad she's doing good work out here,
Facts,
but still.
Facts.
Maya, come on, man. You could have had
wait,
8 of them things.
Is that the only person she got out of jail?
Probably. Hey, let's move on.
The Los Angeles Sparks held the number 1 pick, where they took Stanford 6'2" big Nneka Ogwumike. She was coming off a senior season where she averaged 23 points and over 10 rebounds while shooting 55% from the field. That success carried over into her first season in the W, where she won Rookie of the Year after averaging 14 and 8. It quickly became apparent that the front court of her and Candace Parker was going to be a special one. Come 2016, she was now the MVP of the league and led the Sparks alongside Parker to a WNBA title.
To Beer, Moore's jumper, you bet! Minnesota back in front, no timeouts remaining. Gray up the floor, Gray rumbles in, fading away, no, Ogwumike denied, another chance, it's gone! Nneka Ogwumike puts it home!
Flash forward to today, and now she's with the Seattle Storm, still considered one of the best bigs in the entire league, as she just made her 9th All-Star team. In 2013, the number 1 overall pick to the Phoenix Mercury was Baylor center Brittany Griner, a prospect that was receiving some of the most media attention we had ever seen for and seen someone with her combination of height, athleticism, and skill. Across her sophomore, junior, and senior seasons at Baylor, there was absolutely no one who could stop her. She averaged 23 points, 9 rebounds, and nearly 5 blocks.
Listen, I knew she could dunk, but I didn't know she was doing all that.
Yeah, BG different. I knew that. Yeah.
What?
While shooting 59% from the field.
She's whamming that thing.
While she would fall short of Rookie of the Year, it was still a very impressive season. She made the All-Star team, averaging 13-6 and 3 blocks. In just her second season, she was named the Defensive Player of the Year. By 2016, she was a 3-time All-Star, 2-time Defensive Player of the Year, and now a WNBA champion. Since then, Griner's continued to be one of the best bigs on both sides of the floor. Now, she would end up missing the 2022 season due to an off-court situation that resulted in her being detained abroad. But since returning to the Mercury, she's made back-to-back All-Star appearances, averaging 18 points and 6 rebounds. The number 1 pick in 2014 ended up in the hands of the Connecticut Sun, who selected Stanford big Chiney Ogwumike, the sister of the 2012 top pick Nneka Ogwumike. After putting together a senior season, averaging 26 points, 12 rebounds, and 2 blocks, it seemed Chiney had an incredible chance to follow in the footsteps of her sister's successful career. And early on, it looked like that would happen. In her first season, she won Rookie of the Year and was named an All-Star, averaging 16 and 9. Unfortunately, however, things would really not go her way after that. She missed her entire second season due to a knee injury, and once again missed the entire 2017 season with an Achilles injury, and since then hasn't been able to get back on the track she was on. Today, she's in her 5th season with the Los Angeles Sparks, averaging 8 points and 4 rebounds. With the top pick in the 2015 draft.
So that's a bust.
Yeah.
So that's what, I ain't gonna lie though.
Yeah.
They've been hitting on most of their picks. So as you can see in the WNBA, it's probably a little easier to hit with the number 1 because I'm pretty sure if you do this in the NBA,
you have a lot
more misses.
The Seattle Storm selected Jewell Loyd, a 5'10" dynamic scorer out of Notre Dame. Now things for Loyd started out pretty slow in the WNBA. She averaged just 11 points as a rookie, shooting only 41% from the field and 21% from 3. However, due to a lack of competition, this was actually enough to win the Rookie of the Year award. Following that season, things ramped up quickly for Loyd. She went up to 17 a game in her second season. By her 4th, she was playing a key role in Seattle winning the WNBA title, something her and the Storm did once again in 2019. Then over the last few years, we've really started to see her ramp up her volume as a scorer. A year ago, she led the W in scoring at 25 a night to go along with 5 boards and 3 assists. This season, she's once again over that 20-point-a-game mark and shows no signs of slowing down. The number 1 overall pick was back in the hands of the Seattle Storm in 2016, who were gifted the chance to select 6'4" forward coming out of UConn, Breanna Stewart, someone whose name has to be brought up in the conversation surrounding the best prospect in league history. During her 4 years with UConn, she won the NCAA title in each and every season. In all but her freshman year, she was also named the College Player of the Year. She could do everything on both sides of the ball. As a senior, she averaged 19 points, 9 rebounds, 4 assists, and over 3 blocks, while also shooting 58% from the field and 43% from 3. Then on top of that crazy production, her physical profile was rare, even for the NBA. Despite standing at 6'4", Stewart has a 7'1" wingspan.
What?
For some context,
crazy.
That's wider than 6'9" LeBron James's wingspan. It should come as no surprise that she was one of the top players in the WNBA from day one. She was awarded Rookie of the Year after averaging 18 points, 9 rebounds, 3 assists, and 2 blocks. We mentioned that Loyd played a significant role in Seattle's championship runs, and while that was definitely the case, the clear catalyst to them becoming one of the top contenders in the league was without a doubt Stewart. By her 3rd season, she was named the MVP, averaging an absurdly efficient 22 a game. In that same season, she won her first title. She would have likely took home back-to-back in 2019, but an Achilles injury knocked her out for this season. But luckily, she returned to form the following year, managing to take home her 2nd championship. Over the next couple seasons, she remained one if not the top player in the league, but after back-to-back losses in the 2nd round of the playoffs for Seattle, Stewart made the decision to sign with the New York Liberty ahead of last season. In her first year with the team, she won her 2nd MVP award and made it all the way to the WNBA Finals before falling just short. But this season, however, it's looking like it could be a much different story for New York. They've got the best record in the W at 29-6, and with the playoffs quickly approaching, are currently sitting as the heavy favorites to win the WNBA title. In 2017, the number 1 overall pick to the San Antonio Stars, now known as the Las Vegas Aces, was yet another prospect that had just torn up college basketball. We're talking about 5'8" guard out of the University of Washington, Kelsey Plum. Plum's college numbers were unlike anything we had seen up until that point. During her senior season, she averaged 32 points, 5 rebounds, and 5 assists, shooting 53% from the field, 43% from 3, and 89% from the line. Just absurd. She finished that year as the all-time women's scorer for both an individual season and a career. Now, surprisingly, especially given the immediate success we've seen from most of these highly touted picks, Kelsey really struggled to get things going early on at the professional ranks, averaging less than 9 points, shooting just 35% from the field. It would continue to be a slow start for Plum over the next few seasons. By her third year, she was still averaging a nearly identical stat line to her rookie season. She would then miss her entire following season in the league due to an Achilles injury, despite how incredible her collegiate career was. Given the slow start and now a serious injury like this, it was hard to see Plum coming close to the player we expected when she went first overall in 2017. But then she did something we almost never see in sports. Fresh off an entire season missed with injury, she has by far the best year of her career. She actually wins 6th Woman of the Year, averaging 15 points and 4 assists. She then expands on that success in 2022, making her first All-Star appearance, averaging 20 and 5, shooting 42% from 3, taking almost 8 a game. She finished 3rd in voting for MVP and would eventually go on to bring home her first WNBA title, something she did once again this past year and is expected to be right back in the mix once again this season. The Vegas Aces once again held the top pick in 2018, another spot where there was really no decision to make. They didn't hesitate to select 6'4", two-way standout out of South Carolina, Asia Wilson. Wilson had led South Carolina to a national title as a junior in 2017, and then as a senior, received Player of the Year honors after averaging 23 points, 12 boards, and 3 blocks. At the WNBA level, she didn't miss a beat. She put together one of the best rookie seasons of all time, averaging 21 points, 8 rebounds, and 2 blocks. Obviously, she took home Rookie of the Year, and by just her 3rd season in the league, she was named the MVP. She averaged 21 points that season and also finished as the runner-up for Defensive Player of the Year. In 2022, she received her 2nd MVP, won that Defensive Player of the Year award, and went on to win her first WNBA title. Last season in 2023, she won her 2nd Defensive Player of the Year and once again took home the title. Flash forward to this current season, and we've seen her scoring balloon to over 27 a game. She's also averaging 12 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals, almost 3 blocks, and is shooting 53% from the field. She is the massive favorite to once again take home both the MVP and Defensive Player of the Year awards. At just 27 years old, she's already putting together a resume that competes with some of the greatest to ever do it. With her 3rd consecutive number 1 overall pick, the Las Vegas Aces selected Jackie Young in 20.
No. Hold on. God, they just got 3 number 1 overall picks in a row. That's cheating.
Wow, I ain't even peep.
They just got Kelsey, Asia, and now Jackie. What's up? No wonder they running the league now. It makes sense.
How they doing that?
I don't know. They must know.
Didn't they just say they just won a chip?
Nah, I think that's probably like down like that. I think that's like year 3. So this is like 2 years after she got drafted. Like they say, like in Asia, I don't know, cause they remember Kelsey's first like 4 seasons wasn't good, and then Asia her 3rd season she won a chip. So she got drafted 2018. So by 2021, she won a chip.
Yeah, okay.
So they was bad up until then, but I don't get how they get 3 number 1 overall picks back. Unless it's like the NFL, where if you got the worst record, you always get the pick. You know. That's probably,
maybe
that's probably how it is.
Maybe.
You know the NBA got a lottery, so maybe that's why.
A 6-foot guard out of Notre Dame who was coming off a junior season where she averaged 15 points, 7 rebounds, and 5 assists, shooting with 53-45 splits. Now, once getting to the professional ranks, it took some time for Young to adjust. As a rookie, she averaged less than 7 points while shooting just 32% from the field. We saw a solid amount of improvement in year 2, going to 11 points a game, but it was really in her 4th season where things started to click. After averaging 16, 4, and 4 on great efficiency, she was named to the All-Star team in addition to taking home the Most Improved Player of the Year award and her first NBA title. 2 years removed from that season, and she's still with the Aces, continuing to play as a perennial All-Star. In 2020, the number 1 overall pick was in the hands of the New York Liberty, who decided to go with 5'11" sharpshooter out of Oregon, Sabrina Ionescu. Over her 4 college seasons, she had averaged 18 points, 7 rebounds, and 8 assists, while shooting 42% from distance, while taking 6 attempts a game. Now, unlike many of the recent top guard prospects, there wasn't much of an adjustment for Sabrina at the WNBA level. She came out of the gate, averaging 18 points, 5 rebounds, and 4 assists. But unfortunately, that was in just 3 games. An ankle injury ended her rookie campaign. Then in year 2, while she showed off a really well-rounded skill set as she averaged 12, 6, and 6, we weren't seeing the shooting we expected coming out of college, as she shot just 38% from the floor and 33% from 3. In her 3rd season, the efficiency only improved slightly, but after going up to 17, 7, and 6 in the box score, she was named to her first All-Star team. Then this past season, after the Liberty brought in Breanna Stewart, it looked like Ionescu's efficiency was just going to take off from here. She was once again averaging 17 a night, but almost all of that was coming from 3, where she was taking 8 attempts a game and knocking them in at a 45% clip. One of the best shooting seasons we've ever seen in the W. Flash forward to today, and while she's having a down shooting season, she's still one of the best players in the league, and as mentioned, the Liberty are the heavy favorites to win the title. The number 1 pick in 2021 belonged to the Dallas Wings, who selected 6'5" big out of Texas, Charlie Collier. Collier had just wrapped up a junior season where she averaged 19 points and 11 rebounds. Numbers she never managed to come close to at the WNBA level. She averaged just 12 minutes a game in her rookie season, where she put up just 3 points and 4 rebounds a night. By her 2nd season, she was pretty much out of the rotation in Dallas. She appeared in just 17 games, averaging less than 5 minutes and 2 points. Shortly after, she was waived by the Wings and to this day is yet to receive another WNBA opportunity. In 2022, the number 1 pick.
So that's the 4th, but
quick, huh?
Yeah, that's what Lexi Brown be saying.
What?
She said like sometimes girls that even get drafted don't even make the team. She said it'd be tough. But that's the 4th bust of the video, so shit.
The Atlanta Dream was Ryan Howard, a 6'2" guard coming off an incredible 4-year career at Kentucky, where she averaged 20 points, 7 rebounds, and 3 assists, while also shooting 38% from distance at high volume. So far in her young WNBA career, she's shown a ton of promise. In her 1st season, she won Rookie of the Year and was named an All-Star after averaging 16 a night. Today, she's up to 18 points, 5 rebounds, and 3 assists. The efficiency isn't quite where you want to see it, but a bright future seems like a guarantee. With the 1st overall pick in 2023, the Indiana Fever selected South Carolina big Aaliyah Boston. Throughout her college career, she dominated on both ends. Her best season came as a junior, where she averaged 17 points, 13 rebounds, and over 2 blocks. A season she took home both National Player of the Year and led South Carolina to an NCAA title. Once getting to the WNBA, she picked up where she left off, winning Rookie of the Year, averaging 15 points, 8 rebounds, and 2 assists, while shooting 58% from the field. She's quickly establishing herself as one of the league's premier post players, and this season, we're also starting to see just how talented she is as a passer, playing for a Fever team, quickly becoming one of the most exciting teams in the sport. That segues us into the most recent number 1 overall pick, once again to the Indiana Fever, Caitlin Clark, the most hyped up, highly anticipated prospect in the history of the WNBA, and there's really no one else even remotely in the conversation. This 6-foot guard left Iowa as the NCAA's all-time scorer. She averaged 28 points, 8 assists, and 7 rebounds across her 4 seasons. She took the world by storm as a junior, draining threes from the logo and dropping 40 bomb after 40 bomb in the NCAA tournament. She followed that up with a senior season where she averaged an absurd 32, 9, and 7. In just 2 years, the attention and popularity of women's basketball absolutely exploded, and there was no bigger catalyst than Caitlin Clark. Something that put a ton of pressure on her shoulders entering the WNBA and joining a Fever team that had won just 13 games the year prior. To kick things off, things were not going quite as we hoped. She had some impressive box score production, but the efficiency wasn't what we're used to, and her chances of reviving this Fever team in year 1 were looking unlikely. Over the first 9 games, the team had just a single win. Since that moment, however, it's been a completely different story. The Fever have been electric. They somehow currently sit with a record of 19 and 17, and Caitlin Clark has been living up to the hype. The Rookie of the Year award is already hers. She's averaging 19 points and 9 assists a game. But what's really more interesting is what we're seeing on the court from her today. Since returning from the Olympic break over the last 10 games, Clark has quite possibly been the best player in the league. She's averaging 25 points, 9 assists, and 6 rebounds, shooting 46% from the field and 39% from 3, while taking over 10 attempts a game. Ridiculous. It's hard to imagine where she goes from here, but man am I excited to find out.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I'm actually really surprised. No cap.
About what?
About how like spot on they was with their number one picks. Like,
Oh yeah.
but I mean, I guess when I ain't gonna say that. But yeah, that's crazy. I was wrong. So only 4 of them really didn't live up to the hype. The rest of them basically
Dogs.
Hall of Famers. Yeah. So I mean, hey.
Shout out to them girls though.
Yeah, real talk. Oh, shout out Jimmy High Roller for the video, man. Wait, is it Jimmy High Roller? Might be. Let me check. Nah, wait. Jimmy Range.
Jimmy Range.
All right, my bad. So shout out Jimmy Range for this amazing video.
Shout out Jimmy.
You know what I'm saying? Let me know what y'all how many bucks y'all thought it was gonna be from the beginning of the video. Don't lie, don't cheat. Keep it real. You know what I'm saying? Till next time though. Like, comment, subscribe. We up out of here.
We gone.